Widowmaker is one of the hardest characters to master. Raw aim is king to Widowmaker players. But today, I'm going to show you how good positioning, crosshair placement, and essentially understanding where the enemy will come from can take you up to the next level. Before we dive in, make sure to check out GameLeap.com for hundreds of professional guides made by top 500 professionals tailored to make you improve fast. Alright, straight into Rialto defense. So as Widowmaker, the first thing you want to see is basically where the sniper is going to come from. The sniper likes to peek the top right here, so we're going to go ahead and keep an eye on it, and because of that we already had the peeker's advantage and get the free pick on the Ashe. Now I dropped down here because I don't know if they have a Widowmaker or like a second sniper that can counter me, so we're going to play right behind the Rhine shield, just play safe. I also get a pick on the Zarya, and basically we're just going to wait to see what the rest of their team comp is. And now we see the Widow. And so we're going to respect the Widow a little bit until the Rhine pulls out the shield again, because when the Rhine pulls out the shield we have safety. So we're basically just allowed to go ahead and just peek for free, and because of that we also get the Widowmaker. And some of you guys might be wondering why I dropped off of high ground once I killed the Ashe, and that's because, like I said, I didn't know if they had another sniper, and so when I killed that Ashe, the Ashe could have told the other person like where I was and just kill me. So because our team's on the back here, we're not going to overextend. And so we're going to play generally behind the Reinhardt here, not go for any risky flanks that could get us picked off. So at this point, our front line's getting dove, so we're going to go ahead and retreat back to our previous high ground. So guys, always have a plan to where you're going to retreat to as Widowmaker. Because when your front line gets dove like that, you always need like some sort of high ground or something to go ahead and retreat to so you can get even further picks and at the same time not get anybody to go and insta-kill you. So we go ahead and get the ham in there because of our positioning, and because we won the fight, we're going to go ahead and move up yet again. So we're going to keep playing behind Ryan's shield and get the free pick on Ashe. Now the reason why I said that Ashe was a really free pick was because Ashe was jumping, and when anybody's jumping in Overwatch, they're locked in a fixed like trajectory, so you can really take advantage of that when you're playing hit scan to just click some easy heads. And here we're going to pop our ultimate because basically they don't have a shield tank and they're also out in the open and they're forced to come out into the open. So we're going to go ahead and get some free picks. Now going into the next fight, we see that Torbjorn goes left to this flank. So we're going to go ahead and try to stop him right here and just see if we can go ahead and pick him off and stagger the team even further. So we go ahead and see him. We're unable to get the pick. But what we're going to do as a result is just go ahead and try to grapple further, try to see if we can get any cheeky headshots, but then we're going to put a Venom Mine at this flank. And because of that Venom Mine, we're going to know when somebody tries to flank us here. So we go ahead and see the Widowmaker. We're going to try to battle her, but this is my first mistake. Went ahead and tunnel visioned way too hard. Even though the Widowmaker got picked, they're using ultimates here, so we're forced to back off because we were basically out of position already. Because of that Widowmaker, we should have been in high ground instead of that area right there, because high ground is just so important on Widowmaker. So as a result, they got the advantage, we weren't able to get any picks, and we go ahead and lose this first point. So like I said, remember guys, when you're playing Widowmaker, you generally want to stay in the back. Unless you're flanking, there are specific times to flank, but if you're new to Widowmaker, you want to go ahead and generally play safe in the back. Try to find yourself a good spot where you can stay in the back, have cover, preferably a health pack, and you can also see where the enemy is. And later on in this VOD, we're going to see a good example of when to flank. But we're going to go ahead, after these two beautiful picks that we got before, we're going to go ahead and respect the McCree because he can make right click us, so I'm going to go ahead and just back off, give them the space that they want, just for a little bit. So now, Orisa used her shield in a really bad spot, so I'm able to flank here and get the pick on Torbjorn. And because Orisa redeployed her shield, we're going to go ahead and see if there's anybody trying to flank on that left door. And so this is where we flank. So shot on McCree, almost get the Orisa, and we basically become a nightmare for the enemy team here, just straight up. And now we were able to really do this because Orisa used ultimate. That means the enemy is going to be pressured to go in. So we ultimately capitalized on the fact that the enemy was really focused on getting our front line like out so they could push in. So because of that, they didn't really expect the Widowmaker to just go ahead and just take out their whole entire backline. And that ultimately crumbled their push. So because they have an Orisa, we know they're going to push super slow. They're going to go ahead and just use their shield little by little with the threat of me over here. So we're going to basically keep them here for as long as we can. So that's why we're playing up here, just really preventing the enemy team from coming in with Orisa and just really abusing Orisa's mobility. Now after a little bit, they actually do push in, so we're going to go ahead and respect that, give them a little bit of space, and just ultimately play this corner. And so their main tank's gone, so we're going to go ahead and just see if we can get anything else. So now that we wiped them, we're really going to capitalize on the fact that they're staggered. So we're going to try to perma-stagger them even further. And we're doing just that with the help of Hanzo and our main tank over here giving us that cover that we need. We're really able to take advantage of the fact that they're just coming in without grouping to a double sniper composition. So now that they went ahead and they have their main tank, we're going to go ahead and play up here and get the Orisa. And because we got the Orisa, we're going to go ahead and use our ultimate yet again, because they don't have their front line anymore and they're out in the open. So we're going to go ahead and really do what we can with our ultimate here. Now I do whiff my shots here, but that's fine. We're preventing the enemy from moving up, and that's really the big thing. Now the biggest thing to take away here is that you can actually use Widowmaker's ultimate very defensively and prevent the enemy from moving up because they're scared, because you have walls. And so you'd be able to pick somebody off and they don't know where you are. So you can actually, yeah, use it defensively so they won't be pushing in, or they won't be so inclined to push in. So they're using ultimates here, they're up people, we're down people. So we're going to go ahead and try to see if we can get anything by being on this flank here. And we do have some opportunities, we do whiff the shots, but you know what? It happens, that's fine. It's going to happen in your games too. Nobody's perfect. But what we do as a result is we're just going to play around cover. And luckily for me, my team goes ahead and picks it up. So I'm able to move up, get that pick on the Zenyatta. But now we don't have a front line, so we're forced to go ahead and just back up. So when you're down people as Widowmaker, you don't want to go ahead and start flanking and trying to go for that hero play, because ultimately when you're down players, the enemy is going to have less people to worry about. So when you're flanking, the enemy is going to go ahead and find more reasons to go for you rather than like your front line or something else. Now that my team's all up, ultimates are being used, there's basically so much happening in the front line, I'm now able to go ahead and flank without any pressure. And so because of that, I'm going to go ahead and put the Venom Mine right there. But ultimately we get the kill on Zenyatta, the kill on both their healers because of this flank, and because the enemy was just absolutely just so invested in trying to take out our front line with all that stuff happening. At this point, we're in a pretty bad situation. We don't have grapple, and we're out in the open where Widowmaker can kill us. So what we're going to do is not show our head to Widowmaker, turn our back to her, and just play this corner until our grapple is up. So we're just going to try to survive until grapple's up, and right when grapple's up, we move on over to the left here and pop our ultimate. Now we pop our ultimate because we are still on that flank. So because of that, we're able to see what we can get here. But unfortunately, me and Zen trade each other really hilariously. And with that, unfortunately, we weren't able to stop them from taking the third point. So let's just go straight to attack and see what we do. So on attack, the first thing we're going to do is see if there's any cheeky Widowmaker or any other sniper that's trying to peek. There's nothing. So we're going to go ahead and jump back down, because there's really no point for us to be up in the high ground, especially with that Orisa shield there. So our best course of action is going to be either to go for one of these high grounds or just play around the team. So now I see that the Widowmaker tried to get a shot on me, so because she's out of position, we're going to grapple straight to her and get the free pick. Now they're down their Widowmaker, but we try to go forward, but Hog is basically guarding it. So we're going to go ahead and respect that, because we are not winning against that Hog. So we're keeping out of his hook range, but at the same time we're seeing if there's any supports or something that's going to be like trying to back up so we can get a free pick on them, but none was shown. But here we got the main tank. Now this is huge because they don't have any front line. We basically shattered their front line because we killed the rest. So I'm screaming to my team, go in, their main tank is dead. So because of that, we're playing super aggro at this point. We're going to go ahead and duel out this Widowmaker. She survives with 1 health, absolutely destroys me. But we're going to get the sick revive because this Widowmaker goes ahead and whiffs quite the shots. Gonna take that to our advantage, contest that high ground where she's at, and just finish her off. Now that we have high ground advantage, we're able to get a pick on Torbjorn, basically whatever else they have. Now they're focused on us, so they go ahead and die again. Going straight into the next push, we have the range advantage, so we're going to go ahead and get that free pick on the turret. But now Sombra is going to EMP, so we're going to really take that to our advantage, focus the Zenyatta, and get the Torbjorn as well. And at this point, we know that there's a Widowmaker behind us, so we're going to go ahead and contest her as well. So after we try to get the Moira, Widowmaker behind, so we're going to go ahead, get a headshot on her. Not a full headshot, but she dies anyways. And with that, we get the first point. But we're not done with them yet, so we're going to go ahead, get high ground immediately, and see what else we can stagger. So because of that, we got the Torbjorn, and we get a lot of damage on the Orisa. Now at this point, I heard that Tracer was coming up to my left side, so we go ahead and keep an eye out right there, get the free headshot while she's walking linear, get the kill on Zenyatta because we're still on that high ground. And ultimately just go ahead and take this push. And at this point, there's nobody that can contest me. So I'm able to just shoot as I please. And because of that, we go ahead and clean up. Now at this point, we want a high ground control. So we're going to get the Zenyatta off of this high ground. So let's go ahead and move up, whiff for a shot, but that's fine. We already got him off of high ground. But here is a mistake that I did. So we go ahead and get a fat grab. Unfortunately, I didn't position myself in a way where I could have gotten some free headshots. And because of that, we're unable to get it. But that's fine. We got 3 of their ultimates. 3 huge ultimates. And so we're going to go ahead and just regroup. So at this point, we want to go ahead and just really play around the enemy Orisa's shield. So go for like the slight flanks like this, and we get the Torbjorn because we went for that flank. Almost get the Moira, whiff for a shot, but they're already down a player. And so because of that, we're able to just move up without being scared. Now we have a problem. We have a bit of a pest called Tracer. So what we're going to do is take high ground, force her to work her way up to us. And my mistake was that I thought she was going to come from the left side, but she came from the right. And so as a result, I get forced off of high ground, and I'm just really forced to just go ahead and play around this Tracer. So this Tracer is effectively keeping me off of her. Fortunately, we go ahead and get the flick on her, the beautiful flick. And we're able to just continue on with what we were doing. Now, with this ultimate that we did, it was a pretty bad ultimate because there was really nothing to gain from this ultimate. They're grouped up, we're not in a position to kill any of them, so we wipe. Luckily for us at this point, our team did the sick, nasty clutch on overtime, and we were able to go ahead and just take this all the way from the beginning to the second point, and here's how we did it. So even in a stressful situation like this, we want to go ahead and play in the back and see who we can pick off, and because of that, we get the Moira, and because of that, they don't have a main healer anymore, so that's going to be huge in taking this to the second point. Now that the enemy team is starting to respawn and group up, we need to really focus on staggering them, because otherwise, we're not going to have a really high chance at winning this. So we're trying to get some free picks here, and we're just ultimately on this flank right here, get this pest out of the way. And now we're going to go ahead and just try to see if we can get any picks on the backline. Anybody that's a bit too careless and goes a little bit too far back. We're not able to get anything, but my team does the sick, nasty clutch, like I said. So we're going to go ahead and turn onto their flank again and kill Moira while she's using her ultimate. Now that's going to be huge later. Now, moving straight into the third point, they're using ultimates to try to get us off of it, but we have another 45 seconds. So as a result, we're going to go ahead and just regroup, because we do not want to stagger right here, right now. So we go ahead and get that pest yet again. And with this, they're down their Tracer. So we're able to move up and we spot the Bastion. Because they're playing Bastion, we need to play this a bit smarter. So we got to go for an actual flank. Otherwise, we're not going to get anything. And so what we're going to do as a result is just try to flank and see what we can get with our walls here. He's in a position where we can't really get him, but that's fine. We're going to go ahead and just try to work with this Reinhardt and just get this Bastion out of the way. Now they're all using their ults. This is looking pretty grim, but I get both of the healers right here. So I get the Zenyatta and I get the Moira. Now, unfortunately, we go ahead, try our best, try everything we can to try to get this cart moving while waiting for our team. So we're not dying here because we want to wait for our Reinhardt to come back. At the same time Reinhardt comes back, so does the Bastion. So we get a headshot on him initially, and so we're going to go ahead and finish him off, get the kill on Bastion. Now their main tank is dead, so we're able to just move up and try to get what we can. Unfortunately, that's not going to be the case because both of our tanks get destroyed by the Hog ultimate. We go ahead and lose this carry game. Even though in this VOD we were unable to take the dub, I was ultimately able to show you guys what you can do to make your Widowmaker feared by the enemy team with good crosshair placement and good positioning. If you want to check out other guides such as this one, make sure to go to GameLeap.com with our link below for a 25% discount on hundreds of professional guides right at your fingertips. Take your Overwatch to the next level today. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out. Peace.